Tell you what, Aaron, Healy's worth starting just for his throw-ins, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting that. I mean, he sort of set it up, and I was like, "Oh, we're really going to go for a long way into the box from there." And then he has arms like a cannon.
Welcome back to the Watford View. We're going to review the Southampton game, and then we're going to look ahead to the Preston game, 9th against 10th so far. Anyway, before the midweek fixtures, the Southampton game, first of all, was a bit like a chess match. Each team probing each other. Their goalkeeper Bazunu is obviously in good form.
Yeah, no, a chess match is a good way to put it. I think both teams come with a very strict game plan, and to be honest, both actually sort of executed them to the point where we were cancelling each other out for most of the game. We definitely played a lot more conservatively in how we sort of pressed that game. I think that was something that Valerie Ismail had clearly implemented for the game plan to try and deal with Southampton's possession. And it worked. I think really we had the better chances throughout the game, but then you can't deny Southampton's quality in their squad, and they get a goal that was really well worked. I mean, the little head back to Che Adams from Armstrong is in full intelligence at its finest, and then the finish is fantastic. But like I mentioned, the mentality of this squad is what is the drastic improvement from last season. The squad last season, they couldn't give two hoots what happened out on the pitch. Really, it was, you talk about like a bunch of mercenaries. Well, that was it. This squad, they play for each other, they play for the manager. We never looked out the game, and we got what we rightfully deserved. And I'd just like to mention how satisfying it was after some of the antics of the Southampton team and staff leading up to the goal. So I hope they enjoyed it.
Yeah, they've been roundly criticised for lots of time wasting. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, heavy time wasting. I mean, the two most glaring ones were Stuart Armstrong refusing to go off the right side of the pitch to the point where the referee booked him and told him to go that way, and he still didn't listen to the referee. I didn't know if they were allowed to maybe give a second yellow for that, because he totally ignores him. Yeah. And to the point where Wesley Hook's having to try and carry him off the pitch. And then Ryan Fraser as well, with he went down like he just lost his leg, and then was down for a good 2 minutes just to pop up and carry on anyway. You could tell it was really getting to our players, and they sort of started time wasting from the minute they scored, and it made the equaliser really satisfying.
All right, let's get the Preston View then. Let's preview the game this weekend. Thank you, Aaron, for a sec. Okay, Preston, Watford. Joey, what have you made of Watford then as a Preston fan this season?
So I think start of the season, I remember speaking to Watford, and I think we were about probably 13 points or something ahead of them at that point. So, they were very sort of demoralised by it. They're now only 1 point behind us. I think what I see is that Watford are actually finally doing something that I think they should have done a long time, which is actually stick with the manager, give him faith. They've given him a new contract. At the time, it felt a bit premature because, at the time, I think they were 16th in the league. But actually, I think it's paying a bit dividends because it's actually given the manager a bit of confidence. I think that it took the shackles off him, I suppose. Because if you're a Watford manager and you're losing quite regularly, then you're thinking, oh, God, my job's up for grabs at the minute. But I think actually giving that faith has shown that actually, they've got faith in him. And I mean, the form at the minute is quite worrying for us because they're probably hitting it at a good time. And like I said, they're only a point behind us, so I can see them overtaking us very soon, if not by the weekend.
What sort of style has he got to go with now? He can't go defensive, can he? Even though, like you said, Watford potentially, they are a very dangerous team, a very patient team as well. They saw against Southampton at the weekend. What scenario? What system does he go with?
I mean, I think at home we're a bit of a different team. I think usually we used to be a better away team because we used to be better at countering. But at home, we've actually sort of gone more attacking, which has been positive at least. Obviously, it didn't work against QPR because we just didn't really play that day, I think, the conditions and stuff. But I think we will try and go at it. It might be that's probably the worst thing to do against Watford, but I think it's the only thing we can do. I think with the criticism, as I mentioned, against the style of play, I think at home, if we start playing negatively, the fans will grab onto that straight away, and then it'll change the atmosphere. So I think what we need to do is really just go all guns blazing and play with definitely with Dwayne Holmes and Alan Brown, maybe even Mads for here. And hopefully we have Osmajic by then, because at the moment we've got nothing up top. So we need something to stick as well. So yeah, hopefully we're just going a bit more attacking, and it might be that he completely goes against us. We lose 4-0, but I'd rather us do that and try than try and shut out a Watford side, because it just won't happen. I think they'll see that, and they'll play against it, and eventually they'll win, whether it's 1-0, 2-0, they'll still beat us.
All right, Aaron, listening to that then, do you recognise those traits in the Watford side you've been watching recently?
Do you know what? It's been such a weird season already, and it'll probably just go to get weirder. But it's quite cool to see the evolution of like the squad and how we've been playing. I think you can look back at the previous chats we've had, and I talk about how we're always trying to keep the ball and we create nothing. Well, these last few games have sort of been the opposite. We've been willing to sort of stand up a bit. We've been really good on the break, and I mean, the game against Southampton at the weekend just epitomised that. We set up perfectly. Valerie and Ishmael, now he's been given the time, like he just said, now he's been given the time to really get to know the squad and find the players that he wants to rely on and filter out and like sort of, fine tune it. We're getting a really good production, especially going forward. For now, at the moment, I look forward to going to games, which is nice. So long may it continue.
Okay. All right, let's get a prediction then of this game this weekend. Preston against Watford. I'll probably go 0-0 myself, given what you both said about your respective chances. Joey, what are you going with?
I'm going to be slightly more optimistic and expect at least some goals in the game, and I'm just going to go 1-1. I think it will be a draw. I think we will maybe cancel each other out. I think we can probably, like I say, I think we will actually try and attack them, just because the criticism will score early on, and then Watford will equalise, is my prediction.
Aaron, same to you.
We've had a real knack of coming from behind recently, whether that be to win or draw. I think, like you say, I could probably see us conceding early, but this squad, they're so headstrong at the moment. You can really see how together they are and their mentality. And I think with the same story again, I think we'll go behind, but I think we'll come out to win 2-1.
All right, nice one. All right, good luck, fellas. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.